Lovely. Well, good afternoon. David Wilson here at Overdevest Nurseries. As you see, we're out here in the middle of our production nursery. This is where we grow plants that we send out to all of our partnering garden centres. Those are the places that are located all over the Mid-Atlantic and Northeastern states that carry our plants. Ones that we have trialled and tested, ones that we know are really good performers, and ones that we hope you'll enjoy growing in your garden. And in this video today, I'm going to tell you about a very special flowering climbing plant that is not a brand new variety. It is one that we've been growing for years, and it is one that we think will do very well in your garden. But it's also one that's been around, believe it or not, for over 130 years. And here it is. This is what I'm talking about. This is Clematis Elsa Späth, a variety that was introduced by a German nursery way back in 1891. That's what I mean about a variety that's been around for over 130 years. Absolutely fantastic. We introduce brand new varieties, and we work very closely with some of the best clematis breeders in the world, principally Raymond Evison on his clematis nursery on the beautiful island of Guernsey in the Channel Islands has been introducing some lovely varieties, which, if you want to find out about, are here also featured on our channel. You'll be able to find out about all of those in many different colors, short, compact varieties. But when it comes to finding a variety that's been around for a long time, there's a lot to be said for varieties that show reliability and dependability. And as you can see, a variety like this one is definitely one that I think you should probably look for a place somewhere in your home. Now, it's a good, vigorous, strong grower. It will get somewhere between 6 to 9 foot high. We're saying somewhere like about 8 foot under normal circumstances. So it's ideal for growing on trellises, on arbors, perhaps training up a fence. Anywhere, a lamppost would be another place you could use it. Anywhere where you're going to be able to enjoy these beautiful, large, lavender blue flowers that are carried in profusion from the early part of the summer right through to, I suppose, the middle part of the summer, where it takes often a little bit of a break and then comes back, as you see, to give another flush at the latter part of the summer, early part of the autumn, which is when I'm filming this now. What's interesting about that is that it flowers twice in the same year. You will see that the early bout of flowering in early summer is usually a little larger in terms of size of the flowers. Now, typically, the flowers on here are made of between 6 and 8 of these petals, what are botanically known really as tepals. And it's really neat when you look at them because they have this kind of nice silky sheen that shows up so well in the garden. And I like it when the plants move like they are now and you get a reflection of the back of the flowers, because when I tip this over, you will see that each of the flowers have this very nice white coloring on the underside too. So if they're in a little bit of breeze and they're moving, as some of these plants are now, you get this very nice bicolor effect. Like all clematis, it likes to grow in a well-drained site. Now that's important. They just do not like to be in soggy conditions. So make sure that it's well-drained. It will grow in semi-shady or in sunny locations too. But if you have a choice, it would be nice to have this position somewhere out of direct sunlight, because then you'll find that the color will be a little bit more intense. Now, as you look at the flowers here, you'll see the ones that are out in the evening light. I'm filming this now almost at dusk. You'll see that they have more of a reddish tint, whereas the ones here that fall into a little bit of shade have a deeper, more intensive color. And that gives a little clue perhaps to where you might position it in your garden. If it's out in full sunlight in a sunny place, you'll see that the flowers will fade a little bit. Nothing wrong with that. You'll get plenty of free flowering habit, but they will look a little paler. Whereas if they're somewhere not in direct sunlight, they will be a little bit deeper and more intense in color. Also bear in mind that it's very difficult, particularly with blue and lavender shaded plants, to accurately represent the color, the true color of the variety. So it's important when you get a chance to go along and visit our partnering garden centres to see the plants for yourself and then decide whether you really like this colouring, the nice vigorous habit, the free flowering habit of it, and the fact that it is so reliable and dependable. And if you want to check out some of the other videos here on this channel, we take you through and we show you how you can prune and trim these plants, including also getting, like you are seeing here, a nice strong flush in the back end of the season in late summer and fall. This flowers on both old and new wood, so you can prune it hard in springtime. It will come up and flower in early summer. Then you can give it a lighter trim when it's taken a little bit of a break in midsummer. And then, because it's a vigorous variety, it'll put on plenty of growth and then lots of these nice flower buds that, as you see, gives a really beautiful display. What's interesting for me is that this is a variety that turned up at a very famous nursery in Germany near Berlin. The nursery, of course, was the family name Späth, a nursery that went way back to the 1720s. Multiple generations, but amongst one of the generations was a son that took over from his father, bought his father out, and he was called Franz Späth. He named the nursery after his father, Ludwig Späth. And over the years, as the nursery grew and developed, it became known as one of the largest and probably most successful nurseries in the world. They introduced a lot of very fine plants over the years, lilacs, roses, clematis of course, and also other flowering shrubs things too. And it's interesting that this variety was named after a daughter of Franz Späth, Elsa Späth. Now, what's really, I think, interesting is that about 10 years later, he also introduced another variety called Hildegard Späth. It was a paler blue than this. And I think it's really interesting to think that this variety has been around on both sides of the Atlantic, grown and enjoyed for over 130 years. And that variety, Hildegard Späth, is not, as far as I know, no longer available in the trade. So it says a lot for the reliability and dependability of this one, and why we think this is definitely one that you should go along and take a look at in some of our partnering garden centres and see if you can find a spot for it somewhere in your garden, and then be able to enjoy it for many years. Perhaps not quite as much as 130 years, but hopefully lots and lots of years, and lots of beautiful, really good colour as well. This is David Wilson. Enjoy your gardening. It's good for us, and it's good for our environment as well.